lost. Right now, we have so many investment platforms where people will invest. I'm actually thinking of building a brand. I want where people will tell me, you see this company called Realnaps, I can give you 100% guarantee that they would give you profits. So that is what I'm trying to build. I'm trying to build a legacy of assurance and guarantee. There is no guarantee in gambling. It's even on the website. It's on my terms and condition. But I'm fighting tooth and nail to make sure that my services is something that people can, place a guarantee on. So how do I intend to do that? I intend to do that by making a very strict form of betting, in a way that people will bet and still get constant returns. So I'm going to be explaining exactly what has been happening. Now, I'm going to be using terms you would really understand, because if I use terms as a professional, it might be very difficult. So let me use terms that you'll be able to relate to. Now, when you're playing virtual football, I know you have discovered something. Every single person watching this video, there was a point on your life where you discovered something on virtual football. You were making profits from it, you were making money from it. Then all of a sudden, it stops working. That is one. I want you to notice it down. So write it down. Number one, I was making money from virtual football. All of a sudden, it stops working and I stopped making money. That is one. Two, there was a point in virtual football where you were making money. Then something happened. You made losses. And now you were not trying to recover the losses you made. And you started betting so much money. So you were betting, you were trying to recover. And now before you know, you lost every single thing you won. So let me give you a very simple instance. Let's assume you put 50,000 in your Bet Nigeria account, on your Merry Bet, on your any betting sites you're using, and you're making so much money. And all of a sudden, one day, you now have up to 130,000. Like from 50K, you've been winning, you're now at 130. And now you're like, wow, okay, since I'm at 130, let me just make 150. And then I'll stop, I will not withdraw. Then you now play a game of 10,000 and you lost, you now have 120. Now you would think, instead of you to withdraw that 120, your greediness will tell you, come, virtual football has made you lose. Virtual football, you just made a wrong decision. So this game fail, I must recover that my 10,000 back. Okay, why don't I just make my 10,000 that I lost back, then withdraw my 130? I don't want 150 again, let me just make it that 130. Now you might not play the next game 20K, and then you now lose. Now you're angry, you have lost 10K, you have lost 20. Now instead of you to lose the 100, you won't. Instead of you to withdraw the 100, you won't. Before you know, you keep on trying to recover the money you have lost, and then you lose everything that way. Now, when I actually started the auto trading, I made it kind of in a way that it will keep on betting. That was the first time. Then we were having some little losses, virtual football might change their sequence, so the software will be betting automatically. Before you know, the people money is gone. So then people come and tell me, oh, then okay, I put money on this platform and I've lost. And I'll be like, oh, I'm really sorry. They're like, oh, I trusted you, man. How do I know this is not a scam, man? I've always had so much trust that this your auto trading will work. Why did I lose my money? And I'll be like, the software was betting and we started having true losses. Then people started saying, oh, if I'm making losses, why did the software stop betting? So it got to a point I started saying, okay, this is actually making so much sense, because then I used to do 24/7 betting continuously, so it keeps on betting. But there might actually be some very bad seasons, and these particular days are inevitable. Sometimes it could take a month, sometimes it could take a week, 2 weeks, and virtual football will not be stable. So I said, instead of allowing this software to be betting 24/7, let me go back and do something. Now, anybody who knows me knows I'm very good in AI. AI simply means artificial intelligence. Like every single thing about my life is AI. I create softwares. Right now in my house, my doors are fingerprints. All my doors are fingerprints. I didn't buy the fingerprints, or I created it myself using Python, Biometric, and Raspberry Pi. Whenever I get to the parlor, I say, Daniel Kirk, King Danny is here. There is light all over my house. My windows, they open and close. People do this. There are products that you can buy it in the market. Like, you can actually get people who fix all these things, but nobody did it for me. Like, those are my projects. So I sleep and I rest on Python. So I was actually saying, okay, I just really need to do something right now because I'm really tired. Before one day somebody will say, oh, I invested my whole life savings and then I lost every single thing. So I went back to my chef and I developed a new AI. So I'm going to explain how it simply works, and if you're on the auto trade, what you should actually know. Now, using this new auto trading bot, it is almost impossible for anybody to lose all their money. Like, it is almost impossible. As I said earlier, I'm looking for something that will be extremely guaranteed. So now I created the software in such a way that it will keep on betting games, but whenever it has lost up to 7 games, it will trip off, it will stop. So the software now has been working, but once it gets up to 3 games, it will stop. Then it will start trying to understand the system again. Now let me explain. Virtual football has lots of patterns. So what the software does is it will try to study this pattern. Once it has understand it, to play 10 games. If out of that 10 games it wins 7, it will start playing those games automatically on everybody's account. So if you're registered to the auto trader, to be playing those games on your account. But if virtual football, right, if the software right now plays 10 games, out of that 10 games it wins like 4, loses like 6, that means 40% accuracy, it won't play. So it will keep on playing 10, it will keep on trying 10 games every season to see how accurate it has been able to understand the system. If it's able to predict at least 70%, which is 7 games out of 10 games, it will start betting on it automatically on people's accounts. But if it doesn't get up to that 70%, it will keep on trying to understand the system. Virtual football changes their sequence overnight. Like I said in the beginning, you should mark one turn down. You can be making money from something and all of a sudden to stop working. So virtual football right now could just change something, like there is a particular sequence we're using right now, they could fix it. For instance, the sequence I've been using throughout, it's not something I should say. Once I say it now, they will go and fix it. But there's a particular sequence I've been using throughout today. Now, it's going to be working throughout today. It might work throughout this month, but then there will be a point right now, it will stop working. It's normal. Virtual football does it so their system will be automatically unpredictable. So even if you're making money from something, it will only be a matter of time before they get it fixed. Now, if a human being is playing, a human being will not be able to know this thing. Now, the problem with human beings is that we have emotion. Like I gave you in the second example, I can actually have a particular sequence and I've been able to bet from 50,000. I've gotten up to 130,000. Now, they've changed the sequence. That means that thing is no longer working. Instead of me to go out and withdraw my 130 or withdraw the 120 after losing, I will keep on playing till that whole 130,000 finishes, and I will not go home with 0 naira. Nothing benefited. This is simply why everybody's been losing. But now I created the software using AI. The software doesn't bet heavy money. What the software bets is 0.5%. So if you're having something like 50,000, the software will be betting 50 naira every match day. Now, if it has bet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 350 naira, and it's lost, that means if your capital is 50k, it's lost, it will stop betting automatically. It will now start trying to study the system to know why it's been making losses. Now, if it studies the system, it will not play, it will not really play, it will not bring out 10 predictions. Now, it will be matching those 10 predictions. If those 10 predictions, 7 wins, it means it has gotten the new sequence. It will not be using that new sequence now to be betting again. But if it brings out 10 games and it is below 7/10, it simply means it has not gotten a good strategy, a good pattern that has up to 70%. It will not go back. So most times this thing could take up to 2 weeks, 3 weeks till it gets a particular sequence. It is AI, it is computer that is doing it. However, we all know that AI at the beginning of every AI is not really that smart. So for now, it will be doing the work. It might take it up to 3 weeks to discover a new strategy or a new pattern. But me right now, I can just go to the system. After spending like 2 or 3 days, I'll be able to just discover it. So once I discover it now, I will now teach it to the AI. Then the AI will now get a new knowledge. This is our computer terms. I shouldn't be using them for normal videos. But what I'm trying to say in essence is, whenever you don't get alert, like constant update on your account, it simply means they've changed sequence. Most people are very impatient. They will tell me, oh, I want you to keep on betting. I will do so. Now, the software is on strict mode. Strict mode simply means it has to bet only at 70% accuracy. But if you want betting to go on your account regardless, like you don't care, man, then you just let the software run and bet. No problem. It will run and bet. But what I want you to know is, I don't want a situation where when people are saying I've been able to make 50% profits, you will not say I lost all my money. Because the essence of bringing up this safety procedure of staying out of betting is so that it is guaranteed. Now, I want a situation where every month somebody locks on the profits. Most people are very, very greedy. They will tell you, okay, just remove the one I've left. Is that how you do business? Investment should be something you do in time. Now, most people think that this whole thing is not profiting, and people who only think these things are people who don't know anything about investment. When you go to the bank, investment for fixed deposit is 4%. 4%. If you're fixed depositing your money for a whole year, 4%. That means if you put 1 million, bank will give you 40,000. So the only time you can actually see the benefit of fixed deposit is when you have big money. If you're putting 10 million, 4% of 10 million is 400k. So you're not saying that, okay, if I deposit 10 million, I'm getting 400,000. The 400,000 now sounds big in the ER, but that is because the capital is, what is it called? It's 10 million. Now, those of you who put 100,000 on your auto betting account and then you get 30% profits, and you're complaining that 30,000 extra is too small. How will I put 100k and then I'll get 130? If you had put 10 million in it, that's 13 million. Whoever puts 10 million and get 13 will be extremely happy of getting 3 million extra in a year. So what I'm actually trying to say is, the auto trading bot, it is the safest investment you can ever make. It is something you can do and you know you're rest assured. But if you feel that you need money quickly and you want to take the risk, even when the software is stripped off because of safety, you say, no, I want you to do it, I want to take my chances, no problem. Please reach out to us. We'll remove you from strict mode so it's better as it pleases. You might be able to still make money from it, fine. You might be lucky enough to make money from it. You might be lucky, you might be unlucky to lose every single thing you have in your account or to lose a portion of it, but whichever you prefer. But what I want you to know is, it is better to bet safe than to bet quick. Virtual football will always be on. So I wanted to make an update for those of you who have been asking me 2 weeks plus, what is happening? This is not how to do business. What do you guys know? You have been playing virtual football for like all your life. You make money today, tomorrow you have lose everything. Now there is a software now that is helping you. Whenever it has noticed something is bad, it will stop. And you're not telling me this is not how to do business. So what do you want? You want when everything is bad, let the software bet. So after 1 month now, they now tell you your whole money is gone. And then you now start calling me names. I really don't understand how people work. I believe whoever is used to investment will love me so much. If you're somebody who really does investment, you will love the hell out of me, because I'm somebody that you know your betting is safe with. If you're somebody who wants to take the chances, right now the auto trading bot stripped off. It's resuming on Wednesday because we have discovered a new sequence. So from Wednesday night you should be getting your alert. But I just wanted to give you updates on why it trips off most times. But should this trip off in future and somebody says, I want you to resume, please, it's at owner's risk. I'm only recording this video now, so I'll put it online. So it's not when somebody says continue and then we'll continue and the whole money gets gone, you now come online to call me names. How come I did 500,000 and I lost my money, and this guy did 500,000 and you're telling me he has 800? Why did he make money and I lose my money? Because he was patient enough to wait for extra 2 or 3 weeks when he knew things were bad. He was able to wait, but you wanted your own instantly. So instantly, you know what quick money is like. So it's better to do it safe and secure. If you have any questions, please reach down to me on